independent. The North Valley, as you know, was independent driven. I mean, you with R.R. Gable kind of were the first that really exploded. I mean, going back, there was Halleck and others, Ford Properties, I think, well before my time. But then, you know, a few of the franchises came in, but you guys really dominated. And there was Country Club Properties, and then Pinnacle started, and then Paramount that has become Rodeo. And really the big corporate shops didn't really have market share here. But when we opened out in Westlake, nobody knew Todd C. Olson Estate Brokerage. They were, Cole Banker just bought first John Douglas, and then Fred Sands just had bought Fred Sands, and they had giant market share out there. They combined a few offices. And then they had a real strong Century 21 before he decided to stick with his Opolo winery.
Right, the winery, all right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Prudential was big before it became Berkshire Hathaway. So we started thinking, .com era, 2000, access to technology. We kept you do stuff, you test it, and wins or loses, right? You don't have this huge budget to throw a bunch of things into marketing or to any aspect. So cutting to the chase, we ended up having a friend that was a franchise sales guy for the region for REMAX. Wasn't interested in REMAX. Just happened there was one in Granada Hills that wasn't to my liking. So, but we went down to Palos Verdes, Todd and I, and we were pretty impressed. So we came back, took it to a small group, bigger group. Long and short of it, we became REMAX. So we opened out there, and we were the flavor of the month. We grew like crazy, man. We grew from nothing to about 100 agents out there,
right,
in just a few years.
And why? What was the attraction besides flavor of the month?
Yeah, a couple things were working. At one time we were probably the lowest cost denominator. We were the more aggressive on compensation.
Yeah.
We were on the upswing. REMAX was fresh, even though it started in 73 in California, especially in our world. It was a little bit of a newer brand, and REMAX on the Boulevard was blazing a trail down on the south end of the valley, and they were growing like crazy. And we just got some momentum, and you see it. You've seen it more times than me, where a company kind of blows up, and then you see companies that they reach maturity and then they slowly go down. It's hard to stay the same. You're either growing or dying, right?
You can't stay the same. In fact, that's the one thing that you see with, it's been particularly true with franchises because of the general business model of a franchise, where, to your point, they come in, but at a certain point in time, you reach sort of a saturation point. No one has ever had 100% of all markets, or any market for that matter. I know REMAX came pretty close in Valencia. They were up there. I mean, I had an office out there, and it was like every other sign they had was one of theirs, and even they blew up.
Yeah.
Gold
Coast in the Ventura, especially in beach cities, they still have good presence there. But there's other big flameouts, and I could tell you.
I remember when that happened, by the way, when you guys did the REMAX thing. And I remember talking to people, probably Richard particularly. I remember the conversation with him, and I thought it was absolutely the right thing to do at that moment in time. I mean, not that you guys cared what I thought, but had you asked, I would have said brilliant, because at that time, it was the right time, I thought, to be able, for you guys specifically. I don't know that REMAX, I think you guys would have done it with almost anybody, any franchise, but where you guys had grown to, your limiting factor was going to be, and in that era,